I want to talk to you man to man. Well, woman to man about something that so many mature men think about in silence. If you're over 50 or 60 and you still masturbate, I need to ask, have you ever stopped and wondered, is this really healthy for me at this age? Or maybe somewhere deep inside, you've worried that what you're doing in private might be harming you in ways you can't see. If so, trust me, you are not alone. This is one of the most common, yet most unspoken concerns among older men. It's wrapped in decades of myths, confusion, and a glaring lack of solid, honest information. And when you actually dive into the research, when you cut through the noise and look at the real data, it becomes crystal clear why there's so much uncertainty. The truth, a majority of men over 60 still masturbate, but many of them are doing so in the dark, figuratively and literally. Unsure of what this means for their testosterone levels, their prostate, or even their ability to perform with a partner. That's exactly why we're having this conversation today, because today I'm going to walk you through 10 surprisingly powerful benefits of masturbation in your mature years. And then, just as importantly, I'll take you through 10 risks you really need to understand so you can make sure that what you're doing is healthy, balanced, and right for you. Let's start with the good stuff. First off, this might surprise you. It helps keep your penis in shape. Yes, really. Think of an erection like a workout. When blood rushes into the soft, sponge-like tissues of your penis, the corpora callosa, and it's like physical therapy for your manhood. This keeps the tissues elastic and healthy, which helps you stay firm when it counts. Second, it's great for your prostate. And this one is big. A massive study from Harvard, yes, Harvard, found that men who ejaculate more often actually have a lower risk of developing prostate cancer. The theory, regular ejaculation helps flush out potentially harmful substances from your prostate. It's like giving your internal engine a regular oil change. Third, it's a natural way to build up your pelvic floor muscles. The same muscles you use to stop the flow of urine are activated during orgasm. These muscles, especially the pubic oxygus, are key for keeping you strong down there. They help with better erections, better control, and yes, less chance of urinary leaks as you age. Fourth, it naturally lowers your stress hormone, cortisol. In our nonstop overstimulated world, that's no small thing. After orgasm, your cortisol drops sometimes significantly. That means lower blood pressure, less anxiety, and more calm. And honestly, what man doesn't need more of that? Fifth, your brain gets a big reward. A feel-good storm of dopamine, oxytocin, and other neurochemicals floods your system after climax. Dopamine makes you feel accomplished and alive. Oxytocin gives you that warm sense of connection. Even if you're alone, this natural chemical cocktail lifts your mood and grounds your emotional state. Sixth, self-pleasure keeps you in touch with your body, literally. It helps you recognize subtle changes and detect warning signs. You might notice a lump, tightness, or irritation that needs a doctor's attention. In fact, many men who catch early signs of testicular or penile issues do so during moments of private intimacy with themselves. Seventh, sleep. Oh yes, a good orgasm is nature's lullaby. After climax, prolactin rises, oxytocin soothes, cortisol falls, and your body is primed for deep restorative sleep. And let's face it, sleep gets trickier with age. This is a gentle, effective way to help your body rest the way it needs to. Eighth, it improves blood flow to your entire pelvic area, not just the penis. Better circulation supports a healthier bladder, a happier prostate, and stronger surrounding muscles. It's a form of inner massage that prevents stagnation in an area of the body that's often overlooked. Ninth, this might be one of my favorites, it's training. If you've ever struggled with early climax or just want to build control, masturbation can be your personal practice space. You can learn how to edge, how to last longer, and how to truly understand your body's signals without pressure or judgment. And 10th, perhaps most important of all, it keeps your sexual neural pathways alive. Desire is not just about your body. It starts in your brain. By engaging in regular sexual stimulation, fantasy, touch, arousal, you're keeping those connections active, and that means staying in tune with your own sexuality, even if you don't currently have a partner. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Well, that all sounds pretty great. And yes, it is, but like any health practice, too much done the wrong way or without awareness can cause harm. So now we have to talk about the other side of the coin, the 10 real risks that can come from self-pleasure if you're not being mindful. Ready? Let's dive in. But before I continue, let me pause and say this. If what you're hearing is resonating, I've got something even more powerful for you. A video presentation I believe every man over 50 needs to see. It reveals a shockingly simple 7-second home remedy that may help address what cutting-edge science now believes is the real root cause of many performance issues in older men. This isn't about pills or covering up symptoms. It's about truly restoring strength, vitality, and stamina naturally. You'll see a QR code on the screen. Just point your phone camera at it and you can open the video. I've also put a direct link to it in the pinned comment below. So if you're even a little bit curious, open it in a new tab and watch it when we're done here. All right, let's get back to it because the risks are just as important as the benefits. So let's get honest about the risks because even something as natural and beneficial as masturbation can become harmful when it's done in excess, without awareness, or in unhealthy ways. Risk number 1, social isolation. It might sound harmless at first, but when solo pleasure becomes a replacement for human intimacy instead of a complement, it can slowly pull you away from real relationships, real connection, real touch. And over time, this isolation doesn't just affect your social life, it impacts your mental health, self-esteem, and even how you show up in the world. The key here, stay aware. Make sure this private act is enhancing your life, not replacing the parts of it that matter most. Second, skin microlesions. Yep, we're going there. Especially as skin becomes more sensitive with age, aggressive or dry stimulation can cause tiny tears in the delicate skin of the penis. These micro-injuries may not bleed or even hurt right away, but they can lead to irritation, inflammation, or even infection. The fix is simple. Be gentle, go slow, and always use a high-quality water-based lubricant. Third, desensitization. Your brain is smart, too smart. If you always stimulate yourself the exact same way with the same grip, the same rhythm, the same fantasy, your brain can become trained to only respond to that specific kind of stimulation. That can make partnered sex feel underwhelming or even unexciting. Variety isn't just the spice of life, it's the key to keeping your mind and body responsive. Fourth, masking erectile dysfunction. This one's serious. If you can get hard alone but not with a partner, it might feel tempting to just keep things solo and ignore the problem, but that choice could be hiding something deeper like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, low testosterone, or nerve issues. If this is happening to you, don't wait. Talk to a doctor. Your body could be whispering before it starts to shout. And speaking of whispering, let me bring you back to something I mentioned earlier. That video I told you about, the one with the 7-second natural solution, it goes deep into why so many men experience performance issues in the first place and what you can do about it without relying on pills or surgery. I can't recommend it enough. Click the pinned comment or scan the QR code and save it for later. It might just change everything. All right, back to our list. Fifth, nerve compression from posture. You know how you sometimes hunch forward in a chair or sit on something hard during private time? That position can actually compress the pudendal nerve that runs through your pelvis, and over time, this pressure can lead to tingling, numbness, or even chronic pelvic pain. Best approach, lay back. Literally, use pillows. Make sure your body is supported and relaxed. Sixth, emotional dependency. Masturbation feels good, no doubt, but if it becomes your only coping mechanism for stress, sadness, boredom, or loneliness, it can turn into a kind of addiction, not chemical, but behavioral. The truth is, every man needs a toolkit. Physical activity, connection with others, deep breathing, journaling. Build other ways to regulate emotions so that this one tool doesn't carry all the weight. 7th, guilt and shame. This one's heavy. Many men grew up in environments where masturbation was labeled as dirty, sinful, or weak. And those emotional scars can last for decades. If you find yourself feeling shame after the act, or like you're less of a man for needing it, please know this. There is nothing wrong with you. But those feelings deserve healing. A sex-positive therapist can help you reframe your relationship with your body in a powerful, liberating way. 8. Pelvic congestion. Strange term, I know, but yes, it's a thing. While not ejaculating enough has been linked to prostate issues, ejaculating too frequently, especially multiple times a day, can sometimes create a heavy, achy feeling in the testicles or pelvis. It's like your body saying, give me a breather, listen to it, find your balance. Quality over quantity always wins here. 9th, temporary dip in sperm quality. This only matters if you're actively trying to conceive. Frequent ejaculation doesn't harm long-term fertility, but doing it daily can lower sperm count in the short term. Most fertility specialists recommend a sweet spot 2 to 5 days of abstinence before trying to make a baby. That's the window for optimal concentration and motility. And finally, number 10, disconnection from reality through pornography. Look, porn isn't inherently evil, but how you use it matters. If your masturbation is heavily dependent on extreme, unrealistic, or increasingly or niche content, it can reshape your expectations. Real partners, real bodies, real experiences might start to feel not enough. If that sounds familiar, consider taking a break from screens. Use your imagination. Reconnect with your own natural arousal patterns. Your brain and your future relationships will thank you. So there you have it, masturbation after 50 or 60. It's not a dirty secret, it's not a weakness, it's a tool. And like any tool, it can heal, support, and strengthen, but only when used with awareness. The secret isn't in doing more or less, the secret is in how you do it. With mindfulness, with respect for your body, with curiosity instead of guilt, with balance instead of habit, and maybe most importantly, with the understanding that your pleasure isn't something that ends with age. It evolves, it deepens, and when done right, it becomes a powerful part of your lifelong vitality. I hope this conversation gave you something valuable, something real. I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts. What surprised you the most? What resonated with your own experience? Leave a comment below and let's continue this honest, needed dialogue together. If you found value here, please give this video a like and subscribe for more real science-based guidance on men's health, aging, and well-being. Tap that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll